Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This video is one of the most inspiring videos which I've ever seen. Very well provided by TiE Mumbai, long time back. And this literally churns out your stomach and makes you very motivated. And I can see that the way the good afternoon was brought back, I see that the food there was more motivating than this video. So good afternoon again. Yeah. So before I start, there's two small announcements which I have to make. One is Ashok Rao's session of mentoring, which was to be there at 2:45, would be there at 5 p.m. today in the same venue, same location. And the second one is there's a banquet dinner at Hotel Pride for all the registered delegates of TiEcon 2013 at 7:30 p.m. sharp. We meet for lots of networking to be done. For this program which we have today, I would like to thank Zankhana for all the coordination that we have received from her for getting the whole team. I request the panel for today, led by Rashmi, Paticia, Satya and Namrata, to please occupy the chairs on the dais. Thank you. A mother, a daughter, sister, wife, girlfriend, and finally a homemaker, delicate, homely, weak, fairer sex, multitasker, home managers, motivators, mentally strong. This is how women are represented in various ways. And when all the qualities of women that are unseen but felt are brought together, qualities like multitasking, being strict with children, mediators of fight between children, saving money for the rainy day, strict disciplinarian, and etc., and etc. What you get is an amazing manager. So when such personalities come out into business, what you get are successful business persons. Friends, here we have a team of three, Namrata, Paticia, and Satya, here who have featured in a book by Rashmi. This book is called Women Power. Rashmi, who is an author of the books Stay Hungry, Stay Foolish, and Connect the Dots, is also an editor of Jam, a magazine for youth, and I Am Alumni, who is also a thought-provoking personality and also is a motivational speaker, have penned the book featuring 25 such successful women, all of whom have seen turbulent times and who have amazing stories to share. On this note, I hand over the floor to Rashmi for further coordination. Over to Rashmi.
Thank you, Mangesh, and very good afternoon to all of you. And I'm delighted to be here at TiEcon Nagpur once again. Are you all hungry? Okay. Are you all foolish? I hope you're all hungry and foolish and, waiting to get some inspiring stories today, because I have with me here three very dynamic women. I want to call them entrepreneurs. I don't want to call them women entrepreneurs. I think entrepreneurship is a quality that's not specific to any gender. But yes, I have written a new book called Follow Every Rainbow, which has the inspiring stories of 25 entrepreneurs who happen to be women. And the reason I had to do this was because one day a couple of girls came up to me and said, "Ma'am, why are there so few women in your books?" So if you read my earlier books, you might notice that there aren't that many women. And this thought actually hadn't ever occurred to me, that I should think of entrepreneurship in terms of men and women. But I think that girl had a point, and so I did go and take up this project of writing a book about 25 inspiring women who have become entrepreneurs, who are first-generation entrepreneurs. I want to emphasize first generation because I think that's the key to the kind of conference we're having here today. I don't think we have here today people, I think mostly who have inherited their business. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think the vast majority of people in our country are being held back by this thought that I don't have business in my blood. I don't have a godfather, I don't have money, how can I do it? So those are the kind of people whom I write books for, those are the kind of people for whom TiE holds events and conferences. I mean, every person in this audience can be an entrepreneur if he or she has that desire, has that determination. So these three women are representing that spirit. So let me just briefly introduce each one to you. On my left is Satya Vadlamani. She's a founder of Murli Krishna Pharma. This is a bulk drug export company which is based in Pune. It has a factory in Ranjangaon in Pune. And I think pharmaceuticals is something which is little unusual for women to get into a business. Generally, manufacturing is not something that you commonly see first generation entrepreneurs doing, and definitely there are very few women doing it. So I think it's a wonderful achievement, Satya. We're happy to have you here with us. And to Satya's left is NamrataSharma. She's the founder of Crayon Pictures. She's the one of the founders. And this is an animation company which creates animated films. You might have heard of a movie called Delhi Safari, which launched about 4 months ago at Diwali time. And this company is unique in the sense that it is creating original Indian content, but not based on mythological characters. So they are not doing Hanuman or Krishna or Ramayan, which is what we normally expect animation in India to be doing, but they're creating full-length, original quality, high-quality Indian animation pictures. So welcome, Namrata.
Thank you.
And our third panelist is Paticia Kumari. She's from Chennai. She's come all the way from Chennai. And Paticia is in the catering business, and she has also got an amazing story. I think Paticia is one of the women who didn't really plan on having a full-fledged career. She was planning a career as a homemaker, but the circumstances of her life forced her to get into business, and then she made a, fantastic success of it. So with that, I think we'll start the discussion. I'll start with you, Satya. So the theme today is, thriving in turbulent times, and I think you've seen a lot of turbulence in this project that you did put up. And one of the main issues for you was the fact that you did raise money, but you didn't raise enough money. So let's talk about the financial turbulence that takes place whenever you're trying to set up a new project, and especially in your experience, what was it all about?
Hi, I'm Satya. Before I start that, all I would like to state is one thing. Be it a woman or be it a man, starting an industry in this country is like deep sea diving, for which you are not told either the depth or given the requisite gear. It's an uncharted course. You jump into it and then realize the depth. And if you come out of it, you are a success story. If you fall down, you are just lost. Nobody can find you from those depths. So starting with that, my background has been I'm a marketing person. I've been in pharmaceutical marketing since '92. I've worked in big companies, but post all that, when we set up this particular unit, it was a European Union compliant unit. It has its all the regulatory compliances and certifications. But my forte was never finance. I was not into finance. I didn't know a word about finance. In fact, I probably learned how to read a balance sheet after 2 years. So that says a lot about my capabilities in that sector. The turbulence for our particular unit came from the fact that neither me nor the other working partner, Dr. Vijay K. Shastri, who was the technical director of the company, none of us had any idea about finance. That's where, yes, some banks took us for a ride. I won't say took us for a ride, but yes, we had our problems with them. We learned our lessons the hard way and the bitter way. All I can say is it was tough. It was not easy. But we managed to learn. We managed to get ourselves back on track. First 3 years, we made a very good profit on the company. It was very nice. But starting from 2008-9, when the recession hit the world across, we too got hit. We are a 100% export-oriented unit. So starting from 2009, 2010, we posted losses. Then again, from 11 onwards, we started posting profits. But it's been a tough time. And all I can tell people is, please remember, you need all the three corners to set up a good industry. You need good marketing, you need good technical assistance, you need a very, very good financial background. Otherwise, you're asking for very, very serious trouble. If you don't have one, get a good consultant, but get somebody proper on the board.
Namrata, your industry is turbulent in itself. I mean, you never know which movie is going to be a hit, which one is going to be a flop, except unless it's Salman Khan, then every movie, anything he makes is going to be a hit, apparently. That is the current formula. But how do you deal with this kind of turbulence, and what happened when recession hit? Did it affect your industry as well? I mean, I'm sure it did.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks for the question, Rashmi. Yes, it did hit. Recession hit in 97, 98, around that time. And we had started working on the film. Nikhil Advani was directing it. So in addition to all the challenges that we had in trying to make a live action director understand what animation is all about, and he can't go on with several takes because everything had to be done in just one take. Apart from that, recession did hit. Investors suddenly thought that a movie was not a very good idea to make because the market was quite turbulent, although the entertainment industry did not suffer too much because people were still watching films. But like Rashmi said, you know, if you have an Amir Khan on screen or a Salman Khan on screen, people love to go and watch that film. But that is not so true with animation. Even today, animation is considered to be a child-oriented, focus area, or target audience is just the children. So yes, we did go through recession, investors backed off, salaries became a problem. The good part was that my team was very, very passionate. All of them had complete conviction in what we were doing. People actually went without salaries for a couple of months. I did give them an option that if they want to look for other jobs, they should feel free. But they said, no, we will stand by you. And every single person worked, you know, they didn't go home for days on end because they didn't have money to pay their rents. But they stayed in office, they worked hard. The investors then saw the passion, and then they realized that, okay, this is a team that is not going to give up. So they slowly started, taking us seriously again. After all these hardships, when we finished the film, we realized that by then, a couple of films had not done too well. There was a Roadside Romeo, there was Jumbo. None of these films had done too well, although the Kung Fu Pandas and the Ice Ages were doing fairly okay in our country. Suddenly, the distributors said that, sorry, there's no money for animation and we're not interested in distributing. So the fact that films get money from distributors and the profit or loss belongs to the distributors was gone. It was all on us, and it was a risk we had to take. Also, Avatar was released at that time, and suddenly every distributor said, ab to 3D film chahiye. So we went back to our drawing boards. We went back to 3 years back in time and opened our first drawings again and converted everything into 3D. So there have been times, really difficult times, but I think it is very important to keep your processes and your strategies very volatile. You have to keep moving with times, and then you can face them. We did take the risk, we did do everything we could, and we did release the film last year. It was also on the list for nomination for Oscars, so which was a very, very great thing for us.
Wow,
Thanks.
that's wonderful. So what you're saying is, if you are really passionate about something, then you find a way out of the turbulence through various methods. Yeah. Paticia, give us a little bit about your turbulent story, which really, I think, we've talked about financial turbulence, industry turbulence, and in your case, I think it's really the personal side which was more turbulent and which actually created the entrepreneur in you. So give us a little bit about how it happened and how you made it happen.
Hi, everybody. Rashmi, as you said, my personal life itself, I would say failure is the fuel to success. That's what is my life's terminology. Because my marriage life failed, and then it was a do or die situation for me. So I had to choose on a living, and so I fell back onto my passion. My passion was cooking, and so I took that as my living. And I started in a very small way. I did not have support, anybody's support. But slowly, till today it is very tough. But then I survived, and I started in a very small way. And I started a small kiosk at the beach. That's the marina in Chennai. And from there, I got into institutional catering. And finally, like today, I cater to about 5,000 to 10,000 people on a day. So from serving to 2-3 people to 5,000, 10,000 people, that's what I've been doing.
You know, each of these entrepreneurs has a very interesting story, and we could probably, if you would get into the details, it would be very exciting for you, but we won't have enough time. So probably, if you're interested, you can read their complete stories in the book. So what we'd like to discuss, really, since this session was titled as Woman Power, I just want to ask each of the entrepreneurs, is it relevant, this fact of being a woman? You know, does it play any role in your journey as an entrepreneur? Is there an advantage or a disadvantage? What have you experienced in your journey? And I see a lot of young girls in the audience also, so it would be of help to them to know what you've been through.
Let me put it the other way around to you, Rashmi. To survive in a man's world, you have to be a tougher woman. That's about it. So I would say if a woman wants to reach the top, she has to work double as hard as men do. The industry takes women for, they believe that women do not have the leadership qualities within them. And it's a sad sight. This is a country which has had a leader like Indira Gandhi also in the past. And we have some top names like Kiran Mazumdar. We have some very good names in the pharmaceutical industry and rest of the world too. In spite of it, the general tendency for most of the men within the industry is to look down on women. That's where women tend to work harder. They work at the workplace. They also work at the house. It's not that they can come home and just say that, oh, I put my feet up and I look for the next cup of coffee to arrive on a platter for me. It doesn't come. So you make your own coffee. You also make the coffee and the breakfast and the lunch. So trust me, it's a tougher job. But yes, when you succeed, it's fantastic. Because I believe women have more patience. They are better at multitasking than men are. They understand better. And basically, entrepreneurship is about understanding people too. You have to move people. You have to learn to educate a team. You have to get them to work with you. And trust me, women are much better at it than men because